on some shoes. Another 10,000 off fur, that's the goose. Double cup purple until I retire. They say my shit's hot, I call that super fire.
Hey guys, I just finished watching this YouTube video right now that just thinks exactly the same way I think about the Blasian couples here on YouTube Street, and I feel we should also talk about it. So guys, let's just
hey guys,
to the video.
Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is Jessie Queen. In this channel we do reaction videos, lifestyle, and anything that comes our way. So today we have something we have to talk about, is why does Blasian couples fetishizes one another. So guys, we have seen the case of Jinandjuice, a Blasian couple, and their saga that is going on right now on internet. And we also have another couple, the mazeleefamily couple, that they don't have any saga, but they also fetishizes one another. And from my own point of view, what makes me think that they fetishizes one another, especially at least Elena from the mazeleefamily family fetishizes the Korean or the Asian culture so much. She is obsessed with that culture. From what I have been watching, she is obsessed with anything Korean culture. Elena prioritizes teaching all her children Korean culture over the African American culture. Yes, some of you, I know you will say, what is bad about that? If she wants to do it, it's her life, it's her family. Yes, but I believe she's supposed to also do a 50-50 scale. Let her also teach her children her roots. I know maybe she'll be teaching them, but I don't think outside, at least when they're on set, what I mostly see is the Korean culture, the Korean this, the Korean that, and the Korean whatever. Just take for example, let me just give you a very short one. I watched a video, a clip of them where she was trying to hype the kids, and she was like telling them, you know what, we are going to live in LA, and we will be very happy because there we can live in Korean town. Why didn't she say we can live in African American town, or we can live where there will be so many multiple cultures and you'll be able to see more of different cultures? Why is she so obsessed with the Korean culture? And not only that, she was like, and you'll be able to go to Korean schools there and attend to Korean churches. Until one of her children was like, Mom, but I am not Korean. And like, yes, she was right. She was right. She's not Korean. So Elena from mazeleefamily, please tend to listen more to your children, and also don't take all the decisions on your own. They are growing up. Try to start listening to them and stop the obsession of those kids learning Korean, living for Korean culture, doing everything just for the Korean culture. It is fine if you like Korean culture, and I don't know, but at least think about the other children that are not Joes also. Maybe they don't really like all what you are implementing in them. Not only that, you have, I don't know if some of you have noticed the names they have. Yes, the mazeleef's name, the names she gives the kids. I know some people will say that those names are very original because you don't tend to get them with other kids, something like that. But have you heard her calling any of her kids her own Black American or her own culture name? Or does it mean that she's not from any culture? Or does it mean that her culture or her place anywhere doesn't have normal names, other names, or her cultural name that she can give to those kids? The only ones that have names that can be pronounced, I think, is Amaya, and I think another one, only Amaya. The rest, they have names that tends to fall into the Asian culture than into the normal English or normal Black American culture. All their names are Shin's word, she, all of them are just Korean Asian names. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against Korea. What I'm saying here is Elena is fetishizing into the Korean culture or the Asian culture more than her own culture. Even if you see Joe, if you notice Joe, most of the videos, he's like, he is not in the video. He is there, but he's not there. He's always as if he's not there. I even said it in my previous video. You see him, he is there, yes, because he is there. No, I think his culture, his normal, but he is not there because the one that has the voice, the one that makes the decision, the one that does everything there, is clearly seen that is Alena. Because he has a strong obsession with Korean culture, she tries to always, when they're on set, talk about Korea, this, Korea, that, how they're going to be learning Korea, how the kids to, how Amaya learns Korea on her own. Why didn't you teach her your own culture? You are a Black American. Why didn't you teach her your own culture? Your own, I don't know, must she learn Korean? Going back to jinandjuice, we all know what is happening with them. This couple is a couple that right from the onset, for me, I think they did most things bad. I have been watching some of their videos and I feel both of them, they did most things bad. First of all, Cerose, she is an intelligent girl. She could have opted for, assuming that she wanted more of a Korean man around her, she would have opted for something more better. Yes, she would have opted for something much more better. She took Gohan from Korea to the US. Maybe she was trying to prove some people that I finally made my dream come true. But how did you make your dream come true? At what cost? At what expense? You fetishizing with the Korea culture, the Asian culture, and he fetishizing with your own culture, hip-hop, black hip-hop, black rap, black street lifestyle. Is that you making your dream come true? You knowing that he has a mental disability that you did not even think of. Let us see how we can work on this before we take the next step, because of your much obsession over the Korean culture. Yes, you are fluent in Korea, you speak and you write very well Korea. Like I said, you would have opted for a better person, better Asian man, better Asian husband or couple, even there in the US, than him. I did not say that he is not a good person because I don't live with him, but for what we have seen, we've been seeing him lying. He has been lying all day long. He says this today, tomorrow it's another thing. He comes with one story today, tomorrow it comes with another thing. You decided to embark into that just because you have this strong obsession, serious Asian culture. You wanted somebody around you that is from that culture. You now came with Gohan. Gohan has his mental disability. Both of you, I don't know, maybe you were in love with him, but he was in lust. He wanted his green card. You can see it. You were like, I'm pregnant, I want to have more babies. Even there was a time you even said that you wanted 8 children. Were you trying to be in competition with the Mazlis? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know that this man, he is not mentally stable, and you are saying you want 8 children with him. These couples I'm talking about, the jinandjuice and the Mazlis, they try to put the Asian Korean culture above the African American culture, which is not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be proud of where they are, and they're supposed to try to make use of their own culture and bring it out here also. They fetishize each other. That is why I feel the jinandjuice relationship did not work, because they wanted different things. They fetishized. Cerose was like Asian, while Gohan was like, I need the rap, I need the hip hop from the Black American culture. And that is not what is all about being in love. So I feel they were in lust and not in love. There is no reason you showcase one culture above the other. It's supposed to, like I've said it, there is no reason you showcase one culture above the other. It's supposed to showcase the two cultures for even the viewers out there to understand and to know that this thing, at least, and to know that this couple is, you know, they're working well. Everything is, at least for us to believe your relationship, that is not only showcasing the Asian culture. So this is what I noticed about the Blasian couples these days on YT, especially these famous Blasian couples. They tend to showcase more the Asian culture, Asian stereotype, Asian everything than their own, you know, culture. Because most times it's the girls, the ladies that are women, that are black, that tends to just hide their own culture under the carpet. Some people forget that Korean is a very closed-minded, collectivist culture that contrasts with the Western world. That's what they tend to forget when they get, you know, married to all these Asian men. They forget about that. They have a very strong collectivist culture that contrasts with the Western world, and it's not something you can just want to remove it from them, because it's their culture. They grew with it. They taught them how to be like that, and when they come out here and they come to this Western world, they tend to behave as they have to behave, as they are. This is one thing that I noticed about the mazelees, that the husband is a Korean, he's a nation. They have their collectivists. They are, you will know, they don't express their feeling out. They don't express their emotions as, you know, the Western world does. They just, you know, keep the emotions and their feelings for themselves. And that also happened to jinandjuice. The little I have seen, you see him, he's always like depressed also. So I don't know. So many things are happening. Their names, how they name their kids, they name them only with Korean names. Ceros always dancing and rapping Korean. Guys, if anybody out there is trying to join or trying to have a relationship with any Asian, if you're a black American or any black culture lady, you want to have a Blasian relationship, just try to know that, just try to inculcate your own culture into his own culture. Yes, try to do it from the onset. Don't allow his own culture to be predominant over your own culture at home. It's supposed to be a 50-50 cultural work at home. High time our black Americans or our black Africans that wants to make a Blasian couple or a Blasian relationship, they should have this in mind, that when they go in there, they should not just settle for less. They should settle for their own too. Let it be a 50-50 work. Okay? Let it be a 50-50 work. Thank you so much, and this is Jessie Queen, and I'll be catching you guys in my next one. I love you all to the moon and back. If you like what you watch so far, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Bye bye. Catch you in my next one.